What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Prevail with Justice. My name is Geraldine. Welcome. How are you doing today? That's a real question. I want you to check in with yourself. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. And if not, I hope you feel better by the end of this episode. I really do. So, last week we talked about therapy, journaling, all of the things. And I want to continue that ideation of therapy, journaling, healing, right? And when you're going through therapy and journaling and just on your self-realization journey, becoming more aware of self, of habits, of traumas, of um, programming, and all of these other different things, but we're going to stick with really programming, traumas, and patterns. When you're realizing these things, you're learning these things. One thing we do talk about is setting boundaries, and like that's cool. But I also want to talk about the other side of the other side of carrying out this growth and seeing your potential through, right? That was good. I like that. Seeing your potential through. Yes, let's see it out. On the other side of that is your free will of decision making that has nothing to do with the other person. And that's just being aware, so aware of self that you know when something is good, but it's not good for you. That's a thing. And I don't think we talk about that. And I believe that we often feel a person can feel guilt or confusion when making a decision that the general population would say is absolutely ridiculous when they walk away from what is deemed as good. A person can be looked at crazy, right? However, too much of a good thing is bad for your health, and also who's to say what's best for you, right? I was watching this documentary the other day, and it's called The Deepest Breath. And for anyone who wants to watch it, I just fast forward because I don't want to ruin it for you. But generally speaking, like the main characters that the documentary was about, like they're real people. However, they walked away from the conventional lifestyle that maybe their parents and family community had in mind and intended for them, completely walked away from it to just go find themselves and find their purpose, find their passion, find their love. One of them kind of fell into it naturally, like literally. She had great guides who picked up on things that she did well, and they nurtured those gifts. And oh my god, I can only imagine, like, I don't even know if she realizes how much of a blessing that is to have parents who saw this one thing that she did so well and was like, all right, like, I noticed this thing, let's take a chance on it, and continue to nurture and cultivate that thing. Like, this woman has broken world records. Like, what if they had never done that? Who even knows? But they did. But going back to the documentary and the point that I'm getting at, which is like walking away from something that is conventional in order to make yourself happy. The counter to her parents nurturing her gift, the guy who basically was like, the love of her life, if I can say, he had to go find his thing, and he left home and moved to a completely different country, and just hopping from country to country, scene to scene, just doing things that he knew made him happy, and just following those pebbles, like those random pebbles that were like lighting the path for him, not really knowing what was gonna happen next. And the thing that stood out to me in the documentary was that, like, I think a lot of times when we are following that path of least resistance, we think there's no resistance at all. No, 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 no. There's definitely resistance, which is why it's the path of least resistance. Not the path of no resistance, the path of least resistance, which he was on the path of freedom and figuring out his thing, right? So counter to what he was actually doing, while figuring it out, he was oftentimes challenged with the thoughts of, am I missing out? Like, is this ever going to work out? Am I ever going to even find what I'm looking for? I don't know what I'm looking for, but am I ever going to find it? All of my friends are married. All of my friends have kids. All of my friends are making good money. And here I am, like, poor, figuring it out and living in another country, trying to figure it out in search of something that I don't even know what it is. You know, like, that's crazy. And I feel like when you leave conventionalism, there is a danger of just the unknown, right? But you have to pick your heart. And with that being said, the safe thing to do in this society is like, oh, you go to school. Once you graduate from like grade school, you go to college or trade school, or you get a job, and then you work and you grow and you climb up the chain. You get married. Once you're financially stable, you have kids, you know, and you stay home, and like everything is about the nuclear unit or the familial unit. And maybe you're different. Maybe it's meant for you to walk away from that, and people are going to look at you crazy because that's the good thing, right? That's what most people say you should do. But for you, that's not the thing. That's not what makes you happy. That's not what makes you feel good. And you have to go figure out what makes you feel good. So if you know something is not it, close the door. Close the door. And that's so much easier said than done. And as I'm saying that to you all, I'm saying it to myself as well. If something is not working, close the door. And people are going to look at you like you're crazy because it doesn't make sense. Like, oh, you didn't really have a reason. Yes, I did. My peace is expensive and my happiness is worth it all, right? You live every single day. And in the words of Myron Golden, existence is expiring. Okay. Each day I'm here, I'm getting closer and closer to the death date, to put it into perspective, right? Not to be like dark and pessimistic. I say that to inspire you and ignite you to go live your life. Live your life. Live your life. That's why I'm sitting here in front of this camera and behind this microphone. This makes me feel alive. This makes me feel happy. It makes me feel something, right? Right? And you have to find that thing for you. And that may mean walking away from something that a lot of people deem is the good thing. That's fine. Do it. I love Princess and the Frog. Tiana said, people around here think I'm crazy, but I don't care. Trials and tribulations, I had my share. Okay? What'd she say? I crossed the river and I'm over now and I'm almost there. That's probably not the words, but she was almost there. She had the vision. She knew where she was going. She knew what she wanted to do. And everybody thought she was crazy working them doubles. Shout out to my 9 to 5, 5 to 9, 9 to 11 people. And you do it again the next day. And don't nobody understand why you working the way you do. Ain't nobody understanding why you working the way you do. But you can see it. People around here think you crazy. But you almost there. Trials and tribulations. 9 to 5, 5 to 9, 9 to 11. You can see it. You can see it. You almost there. You can see it. Keep working. You can see it. You can see it. You're closer. You almost there. Keep going. Keep going. I talked in another episode about the fear. Moana being called to the water. Everybody, the whole baby, imagine a whole island. Not your household, not your school, not your city, the state, the island, the whole island telling you not to do a thing. And that's the one thing that you are supposed to do. And you don't do it. Can you imagine that? I can't. I can't. I feel miserable enough. 9 to 5, 5 to 9. But I'm still doing the 9 to 11, which is really eventually gonna be the 24 hours. All right. I feel crazy enough not doing that 9 to 11 round the clock. So imagine, and ain't nobody even telling me not to do it. They just don't understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. They don't know what I see, but I'm doing it. So imagine not having exposure. And that's another thing that is so important, exposure. But imagine if Moana had never talked to her grandmother or had that encounter in that cave and been exposed to what was possible. She would have been running around that island crazy for the rest of her life. And yes, this is a Disney character, but it is real. Okay? Imagine her running around the island with questions, trying to figure it out, all because she was not doing what was best for her. She struggled out in the waters. And I know she was scared getting on that boat with hey and that bag of food. Shout out to that her mama and them fixed up. Really her mama, because her daddy, he lost his mind. If her mother and hey, her grandma, the heavenly host, if they didn't see her through in the waters where feet may fail, she would have too. But she did not, because she did a thing that was best for her that is against general consensus. And I want us to normalize that. And it doesn't even have to be something that big. It could simply be leaving your job, moving to a different state. Maybe you're not equipped. Okay, says who? Says who? Says who? You. And as I'm saying that to y'all, I'm saying it to myself as well. Says who? You. Yeah. Okay. You're saying yeah, but choose your heart. Which one is going to be the best? Is it going to be worth you sitting here wishing like, oh, I wonder what I would have. I wonder what could have. I wonder what should have. But you never did it, and now you're up in age, yo. You're watching other people do the things that you should have done, that you could have done, but you didn't do it. You could still do it. You're probably listening to this thinking about the thing that you should do. Make a plan. Put it into action and do it. That's all it is to it. Make a plan, put it into action and do it. Choose your heart. And sometimes your heart is not as drastic. It could be something as simple as like feeling like you shouldn't be somewhere. Like some people, all right, say for instance, like you're not one of those people that you like to go out. Like you don't like going to the club and stuff like that. But your friends do. You've been knew long time ago that like that wasn't your thing. Why are you still with those people? Not saying that you shouldn't be friends with them at all, but like listen to who you are inside. If that voice is telling you, yo, this ain't my thing, why do you keep doing it? Why do you keep doing it? Is it for comfort? Is it for validation? Is it so you're not by yourself? Yo, be by yourself and be you, and you will find that there are so many other people that are doing things. Like, if that's not working, stop doing it. Oh, I don't know what I'm going to do next. I don't know who I'm going to hang out with. Okay, figure it out. We'll figure it out. Because once you stop doing that thing, guess what? You're going to become interested in other things. And that genuine curiosity is not going to kill this cat. It's going to revive it. You're going to start finding other things for you to do, like things that you do when you're bored. I remember when I was younger, like when I got bored or when I was by myself, I liked to play and do hair on my little doll head. I remember like wanting to play in my mom's makeup, like wanting to know how to do it, wanting to do nails and all this different stuff. And guess what? Still to this day, that's the things. Those are the things. Like, I find joy in those things. trying out new hairstyles, trying out new makeup looks, new makeup techniques. And it took me a minute to realize that like that's what makes my inner child happy, and like that's what genuinely makes me me, because I listen to so much like societal chatter, whatever. But those are things that make me happy. Speaking is something that makes me happy. Every now and then I like to just dance. Like, not saying that like I'm good at it. Like I can't, I can do a little. Why me can't get why me roll? Okay, but like just general movement, good music. That's what I like. When I was by myself a lot, or when I was dealing with things on my own, like growing up, music is something that I ran to, and it's something that I still run to, something that I still love to do. I like to feel free, and a lot of times that means walking away from things that are often good from other people. But on the other side of that is a whole community of people that love to do those same things too, and those are my people. So I say that to you to say, if there is something that is causing you to shrink or go within and it's not helping you to blossom and unfold, walk away. Walk away. And when you walk away, you will start to find things that water you. You will start to feel the dew of things that bring you alive. And it's going to be scary to go do it by yourself, or you're going to want to take someone with you. Do it. Take someone with you. Take someone with you. Or just go do it by yourself. That's another thing that is hard for a lot of people to do. But you got to do it by yourself. You came into this world by yourself. You're going to leave this world by yourself. It's only you. Go do it. And go make yourself happy. That is the most important thing. Your peace and your happiness are so important. They are priceless. They are worth it. If you are going to go and work a job that you absolutely hate, that someone else is benefiting more from than you are in them 8 to 12 hours that you're working, the least you can do is go clock in for yourself for an hour and a half, for 30 minutes. That is the least you can do. Oh, I'm tired. Oh, well, you're going to keep being tired. And then you're going to look back at life and what they say on ICDC College, it has passed you by. Do you want your life to pass you by? I don't. I don't want my life to pass me by. And that's why I'm doing so many things differently now. And I'm challenging you to do the same. I've been telling y'all every episode, you got to do it afraid. And as I say it to you, I say it to myself. I'm not just sitting here telling y'all stuff like just talking out the side of my neck. I'm saying things that I'm living through, that I have lived through, that I am living through, and I'm going to continue to live through. Do it afraid. It's time to step out and do it. Walk away from that thing, because just because it's good doesn't mean it's good for you. Just because that thing makes other people feel good doesn't mean it's good for you. Just because drinking may make somebody feel good don't mean it's good for you. That's all there is to it. So until the next time, always remember that where the spirit guides, the mind creates. And where the mind goes, the body follows. I'll catch y'all in the next episode. I love you guys so much. Have an amazing day, and I will catch you next time.